every time. You're going to go all day long. We'll cruise through the line of scrimmage, and you kick outside, and the bottom of the screen won't go.
Go all the way up, and you go all the way across, and you try to get 99 yards for every rush.
They must have made this contract that he was just 10 times faster than every other player.
Bo Jackson's one of the guys we knew that was just unstoppable.
Superstar players, your favorite teams, and Bo Jackson. Tecmo Bowl amazed gamers and changed digital football forever.
It was insane. It was fantastic. It was the first football game I ever played, and I still own it to this day.
Next up is a game that entranced millions. At number 47, step into Myst.
I think Myst is one of the most influential games of all time.
A PC adventure game released in 1993, Myst gradually and hypnotically revealed its secrets.
When that game came out, it was so beautiful, so immersive, it's eerie, it's spooky, it's scary.
There was really the connection, I think, between the high-resolution graphics and the sound effects.
I just knew that would take up too much of my life. Like, I wouldn't be here on television and be sitting in an apartment alone in Burbank still playing Myst and just covered in Cheetos.
There were no enemies to fight, and your avatar couldn't die. Just a seriously weird island to explore, and puzzles upon puzzles to crack.
It's all problem-solving, all fucking shooting.
It was kind of a choose-your-own adventure, but with puzzles, and somehow they managed to make these still images really engaging.
I don't know, there's something about just looking at a screenshot and going, fancy. Is there a letter?
There was something about it that was enchanting in an almost musical, hypnotic way. I played that thing for days. That's all I did, and it was so beautiful.
Even now, like, if I'm somewhere and I'll be like, man, let's just like this.
It's off to the Wild West for the game at number 46, the immersive open-world Western adventure, Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption is every great Western.
Red Dead Redemption put players in the dusty boots of John Marston and dropped them in the middle of a modern spaghetti Western.
John Marston marries a hooker and is blackmailed by his government to go kill his former gang. Just the story of my life.
How badass your protagonist is, that he can slow the world down and goes into this gorgeous sepia, and then you can pick your targets slowly, as if he's going into this dead place in his mind.
Red Dead Redemption didn't just give you missions, it gave you the ability to explore a continent's worth of gaming possibilities.
If you wanted to just head out into the wilderness and do little mini side quests the whole entire time, you could absolutely do that. Or you could follow a main storyline and actually have like the directed quest lines and everything and not get distracted by, you know, the prostitute that needed to be rescued.
I got the game. Never beat it. But I did spend 40 hours hunting cougars. So, there's that.
And in true Rockstar Games fashion, the Red Dead Redemption soundtrack was a standout on its own.
All the music in the game is actual tracks from these old spaghetti Western movies. They did an amazing job putting the stuff together, really, you know, capturing that feeling.
Amazing music, a troubled hero, and lots of gunfighting. Red Dead Redemption is everything a Western should be.
If it were a movie, it would be considered one of the best Western movies of all time.
This next game snuck up behind us and knocked us out cold. Coming in at number 45 is Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, I gotta take the last one. Metal Gear Solid is like a classic.
Solid joined the extremely popular Metal Gear franchise in 1998, with players inhabiting the role of retired super spy, Solid Snake.
Yeah, Snake is just like this ultra solo stealth badass guy.
That game was amazing because all of its boss battles were so completely unique and different. Sniper Wolf, that battle was so tense. It was a mind bender. That's when a game is good, is when you can remember screenshots of it in your head.
But Metal Gear Solid is recognized for more than just its incredible boss battle. It was also a watershed moment for players used to simply blasting their way through action games.
Metal Gear Solid didn't invent the stealth mode, they perfected it.
Every other game, you just try to kill as many people as possible, but in Metal Gear, it's a spread. You gotta sneak around.
The first time I played it, it was just like, what is this game? Like, I would hide on the wall, knock on the wall.
You're trying to be sneaky. When somebody sees you, they get a big exclamation point on top of their head. Ding. Makes that noise.
And since mine, I used to always hide and dope people out or remember. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real sneaky game.
Even with multiple installments in the Metal Gear series, for many, Metal Gear Solid will always be the best of the bunch.
They pushed the boundaries of gaming at the time further than any other game I'd seen.
Coming up next, one of the most controversial game series ever.
What about the 300 people you kill just driving around?
Takes on one of the most difficult. Plus, the game that changed Mario forever.
Oh, this is really scary. It's 3D. It's real.
But first, which of these is the best-selling game in the Mario Brothers series? The answer when we return.
Will your favorite make the list? The top 100 video games continues next on G4.
Well, that's too bad.
Well, that's great.
What parts of the word great do you not understand?
Meeting with the other tellers can help you.
Wonder way.
Make a Cheetos break with Cheetos.
If a phone rings at your car insurance company and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Or if a tree falls on your car and no one's around to answer your call, do you make a sound? The answer is probably yes. And like a howler monkey. Unless you're calling eSurance, they have live humans on the phone sound 24/7. So you might make different sounds, like happy human sounds. eSurance. Insurance for the modern world. Click or call.
The hottest deals of the summer are here. It's the 4th of July sale at Rent-A-Center. And that means worry-free deals with no credit and no long-term commitments on the brands you want most. Hurry in and get a Whirlpool Top-Knot refrigerator for just $16.99 a week. A Samsung 51-inch plasma for $19.99 a week. Or a 6-piece bedding set by Standard with mattress for just $26.99 a week.
Hurry in! The best deals won't last long.
Over 40 million people have watched G4's American Ninja Warrior. Now the finals are here, and only the strongest competitors remain. But the world's toughest obstacle course is getting even tougher. American Ninja Warrior, episodes, Sundays and Tuesdays at 9 on G4.
It's not our fault we got sick, so please don't stare at us because we might look a little different. We're just kids like you. Sometimes cancer messes up my voice, but I still have something to say. We've already had too many shots, too many transfusions, and too many chemos. Too many hopes. We've had enough hurt in our lives already. We're not sending you to see you with cancer. Or even someone who looks a little different. Try a smile. You could use it.
It's the biggest pop culture event of the year. And G4's got you covered. We're the only network live and inside Comic-Con 2012. 3 straight days of stars, games, and heroes. Comic-Con 2012 Live. 3-day event starts July 12th at 7. Only on G4.
Before the break, we asked which of these is the best-selling game in the Mario Brothers series. The answer? The original Super Mario Brothers. It flew off the shelves over 40 million times. Our next game is the most recent release in a series that's as groundbreaking as it is controversial. Number 44, Grand Theft Auto 4. Released in 2008, GTA 4 became an instant classic.
Grand Theft Auto 4 is a lot like Grand Theft Auto 3, but it's a big upgrade in terms of graphics, in terms of the overall gameplay of the world.
So the whole Grand Theft Auto series, I think, kind of hit a high watermark with Grand Theft Auto 4.
You're this guy, Niko Bellic, who comes from some unnamed Eastern European country, and you've been through some type of war, and you come to this country, and you find yourself getting into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I love Niko Bellic because he's just so, he's tired. I don't know, something about that, I'm not saying I feel that same way, but I identify with Niko Bellic. Also probably the same taste in clothes.
I always felt kind of skeevy after playing as this Russian monster. The fact that he was dating that American girl.
Oh, hey, you go!
Plus my wife sleeping in the other room.
It's not quite as evil as Grand Theft Auto 3, which might be better. I might be able to sleep better at night after playing Grand Theft Auto 4 than Grand Theft Auto 3, because Niko does seem to have a soul.
He's trying to decide if he's going to live a good life or a bad life. But the thing is, even if you pick a good life at the end, he's like, oh, I picked the good life. And I was like, okay. What about the 300 people he killed just driving around?
The creators of Grand Theft Auto 4 didn't forget the simple pleasures that made the series so popular in the first place.
So awesome. I call it murder running. That's my... I don't play the missions. I just get in the car, jack, and just start running over people. Or sometimes I'll just start cracking on people and murdering them just solidly. The hardest I've ever laughed playing a video game was with Grand Theft Auto 4.
Up next, one of the greatest blast the crap out of everything games of all time. At number 43, we give you Quake 3 Arena.
If you've got balls, if you've got game, and you really want to step into the real first-person shooter arena at the highest level, I think it's Quake 3.
Released to PCs in 1999, Quake 3 Arena strove to be pure multiplayer rocket blasting fun.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I loved Quake. That game, inspired a lot of other games.
Every moment of the gameplay has to be fun. It has to be fun what you're doing at the keyboard and the mouse, as you're moving around, jumping and shooting at things.
And while shooting at anything that moves sounds easy, not getting blown to gibs by the legions of fanatical id fans was anything but.
Quake 3 Arena's introduction to jib in the modern lexicon has led me to walk around constantly looking for blown-up pieces of people. But there aren't any, because our cities keep the streets clean.
First-person shooters today, obviously, are probably the biggest business out there. But if you want to truly find out if you're good at first-person shooters, pick up Quake 3 and play it. My answer, I'm terrible.
Because of how intense it was. It was one of those games where you come out of it and you feel like you've actually been in war. You come out kind of sweaty and feel like you've done your own little nom time in front of your laptop while you're eating ho-hos.
It is amazing how good the people got at that game.
And now, a side-scrolling adventure that challenged, befuddled, and slowly drove an entire generation of players insane.
This game was the difficulty equivalent of repeatedly slamming your head in a car door. It was agonizing. It was kind of fun at the same time.
At number 42, it's Ghosts and Goblins.
Frustration, anger, it's when I discovered I had a vein in the middle of my forehead that could almost burst open. But I kept on going back because who doesn't want to fight evil in your underwear? Taste nothing. You got one hit, maybe two if you're lucky. Next hit, you're dead. Sorry, kid, go home.
You're a knight, you have to go rescue your girlfriend or the princess from like these evil goblin guys. And when you get hit, your armor disappears and you're just in your underwear, which is humiliating because not only are you fighting demons, now you're also just in your underwear. That's like two different nightmares I have combined into one.
Released in 1985, Ghosts and Goblins is considered one of the hardest games ever because to truly defeat Satan, you have to beat every level twice.
Oh, the thing that drove me mad about Ghosts and Goblins, I went through it twice, got to the top, destroyed that weird monster thing. I'll never forget, at the very end it says, congratulations, with no S at the end. How hard is it to say congratulations?
And now, the title that helped revolutionize 3D gaming. Landing at number 41 is Super Mario 64.
Here we go!
Definitely Super Mario 64. Bigger worlds, better bosses, everything was more fun.
I had to finish it. I was obsessed with it.
Mario Bros. On steroids.
Released in the summer of 1996, Super Mario 64 added a whole new dimension to Nintendo's most recognizable franchise.
It was everything you want Mario to be, but in 3D. For me, it was like the culmination of video games at the time. That was it.
That was the first time I really paid attention to a Mario game, and it just blew my mind. It was one of the main reasons I stopped making PC games and started getting really into console games, because I started playing them a lot because of Mario 64.
This looking good right here. Can beat that part out. My mistake.
While Mario 64 changed just about everything for Mario, it didn't change the fact that Princess Peach had to be saved again.
Are they together? Are they dating? Is this just a potential girlfriend? Is this girl he's a crush on? I don't know. We all know what Mario really wants. Here we go! Then you gotta like jump through these paintings, and you go into paintings, and each painting is like snow world, and then you have all these levels of like snowmen and penguins and the volcano land.
You know, wet, dry world and big, small world. And
I remember like feeling a sense of fear first getting into Bowser's Castle. Flames and this lava, and you're just like, oh, this is really scary. It's 3D. It's real.
The 3D world of Mario 64 allowed players to battle Bowser and his minions in a whole new way.
And you get behind Bowser and you grab the tail and you just get your 64 joystick around and toss them all the way off the stage. That was like one of my highlights, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know my thumbs, could do sort of like, and it's controlling the camera and everything else. It's so innovative, and you still see it today. And you see it in games where they don't get it right. If they got it right in that, you see games now today, you're like, they did that 16 years ago. Can we please get camera angles right? Come on, guys.
Super Mario 64 not only solidified Nintendo's standing in a new age of console gaming, It changed the way people play games forever.
It was like a new world. I mean, that it could exist in 3 dimensions like that, and it was just so expansive, and it was mind-blowing. You never seen anything like it, you know?
Coming up on the top 100 video games of all time.
Definitely Halo guy.
Master Chief shoots them up. Mike Tyson knocks them down.
Mike Tyson. I've gone after that.
The biggest games of today.
Joker and Bane and Clayface. They're untouchable, man.
Take on the all-time classics.
It was a hack and slash game of 3.
And only one will survive.
Best game of all time.
We're counting down the final 40 when the top 100 video games of all time continues. From Mario to Master Chief.
That game is awesome.
8-bit to high def. The battle is on.
One team trying to beat the other team.
Heroes versus assassins. Legends versus monsters.
She's the toughest bad guy in the game.
I gotta thank these little digital guys with the big hearts. Does it feel good to be a champion? Yeah.